Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, and then our Senior Deputy Minority Leader, the Honorable Laila De Lima. Congressman Rufus, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished colleagues and valued resource persons, I speak on behalf of my constituents in the city of Cagayan de Oro, the city of golden friendship. My questions will have two sets. First is about our directly affected sectors in Cagayan de Oro. The second set are for those Cagayanons already repatriated in Cagayan de Oro. First set, Mr. Chairman, can you allow me? Thank you. The affected sectors, of course, everybody in Cagayan is affected. When energy prices, oil prices go up, everything goes up and everybody is affected. But there are three main sectors of Cagayan de Oro, my constituents directly affected. First, transport sector. We have the habal-habal, we have the motorella drivers, we have the jeepney drivers, we have the taxi drivers, and we have the bus drivers and operators. That is the first set. The second set, Cagayan de Oro being a coastal, beautiful city with fine sand. We have the fisher folk. There is no plural to fisher folks, just fisher folk. And then we have farmers. The farmers, because of the transportation costs from their farmlands to the market, they are affected. So the three, my question is in general, is first, what is the package of assistance we are giving to first the transport sectors?
Okay. Mr. Chair from DBM. Okay, for the transport sector, Mr. Chair, we have provided an allocation for the DOTR as far as the yung kanilang 2.5 billion already na allocation for the DOTR for their programs in terms of supporting or giving ayuda to the transport sector. Now, as far as, that is 2.5. Aside from, although this is in general, Mr. Chair, in the allocation for the transport sector, and we have also a rather 1 billion that we are already released. We have already released as far as yung service contracting. I understand, Mr. Chair, the service contracting is hindi lang siya i-apply sa ating mga bus operator, but I was told also, as mentioned by Secretary Banoy during our meeting, that they will include also for the jeepneys. So that is for the transport sector, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Secretary Rowley, but I'm asking for example, for the drivers of jeepneys and then bus, how much is scheduled to be given? Because in my part, I have already requested DSWD to give to all transport sector in Cagayan de Oro 3,000 pesos from DSWD. And DSWD will give also 5,000 pesos, so it becomes 8,000 for the transport sector. The city government, through Mayor Clarix Uy, gives 20,000 each, so it's already 9,000. So we will know how much will come from the national government, so that those hearing us, this is also true with other districts, how much will they receive as a package under two possible scenarios? A long-term war and a war that finishes in 2 weeks.
Mr. Chair, as to the how much, I don't have the idea of how much, but we leave it to our DOTR. It's unfortunate our secretary or representative from DOTR is not present today. But as mentioned to you, we have already allocation for the fuel subsidy for transport sector of 2.5 billion. That is coming from the 2025 continuing appropriations plus the service contracting. But as to the detail, Mr. Chair, as affected individual or driver, we don't have yet because siyempre po depende po yan dun sa available funding and in terms of the number of beneficiaries, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Secretary Rowley. Probably you can submit.
Yes.
So that our drivers, operators want to know exactly how we're going to help them in this crisis. Now, I'll go now, Mr. Chairman, to the fisher folk. So I'd like to ask, what is the package for our fishermen because they need fuel for their fishing boats to go to the sea to fish?
Okay. Mr. Chair, from the continuing appropriations of the DA, we still have around 150 million pesos from the continuing, but we have the GA for the 2026 GA, we have what we call the Presidential Assistance Fund for fisher folk and farmers of 10 billion pesos. I understand this will be implemented starting this week or next week, Mr. Chair, by the Department of Agriculture.
Thank you. And would that be 10,000 for fisher folk and the farmers?
Mr. Chair, I understand they have what we call the listahan po, list of the beneficiaries in terms of the number of the fisher folk at the same time the farmers, Mr. Chair.
We hope that the president was there to give during the storm and the shear line. The president went to Cagayan de Oro and gave 8,000 to each of the fisher folk and farmers. And so we would like to get also the total amounts that are appropriated, and we hope that you go to the higher figure because if it is very small, it could not help our fisher folk and our farmers. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. And now go to the next one. Cagayan de Oro has received about 90 repatriated workers, which includes also Misamis Oriental. And they are now in Cagayan de Oro. We thank, of course, our DMW Secretary Hans. Thank you so much. You've been very helpful. In fact, even before the war, we have requested you for repatriation. First, because violation of their contracts. Secondly, abuse by employers. And third, remains. Thank you. And so now you have repatriated also. And I'd like to thank also the OWA through our Secretary Kaunan for also helping us. So now the question is, those repatriated OFWs from Cagayan de Oro, we will know what are the assistance that has been given and forthcoming while they are there in Cagayan de Oro.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Congressman. Una po, yung naibigay na sa kanila, bago pa man sila lumapag ng Pilipinas, meron ng financial assistance na nabigay sa kanila and $200 US, so that's around 12,000 pesos. And then paglapag nila ng Pilipinas, binigyan pa ho namin sila ng another 10,000 pesos. That's outside of what Administrator Kaunan of OWA has, usually gives. As I understand, mga 20 mil, but maybe the good administrator can elaborate. And then, meron pa ho silang whole of government approach po kasi, Mr. Congressman. So, meron ding, paglapag nila, merong medical attention given to them by DOH. And then kung may medical condition that requires follow-up treatment or check-ups ay sinusundan ng DOH. And so goes with DSWD. Ngayon lang I managed to scan Secrex Gatchalian handing out his own financial assistance to our returnees. So mukhang nasa Pampanga si Secrex ngayon at namahagi doon. So I'm sure he will be on his way to Cagayan de Oro, Mindanao, Mr. Congressman. So yun po. And then, the most important of all is the reintegration side. Yung pong kinikwento ko, binabahagi ko kanina, ay yung job matching. So, may idea na po tayo kung may pangalan po yan sa database natin, yung mga taga-CDO na 90, at binibigyan po natin sila ng karampatang profiling, una. Alam natin kung anong skill set nila. And then, minamatch natin sila sa at least 200,000 job orders na nasa sa atin. Ayon sa survey ni Exit Entry Survey ni Admin PY, around 84% are considering overseas employment. Kaya't malamang sa malamang tatanggapin nila ito. Lalatagan namin sila based on their skill sets ng available JOs. Meron tayong particular system that will identify kung ano yung akmang JOs, job orders sa kanila. Lalatag po sa kanila. And then, may referrals sa mga recruitment agencies para makapag-apply sila. On top of that, may job fair pa tayo. So, merong person-to-person na service, and then magpapa-job fair pa tayo sa pangkalahatan. Nung Lunes, April 6, si Mayor Joy Belmonte hosted the very first. Yan po'y pinag-utos ng ating Pangulo na kagad natin isagawa. So, job and livelihood fair naman po yun. So, sa livelihood side, meron din pong pangkabuhayan na binibigay ang OWA. Again, baka pwede pong mapaliwanag ni Admin PY. And then, meron din tayong partner agencies. For instance, nung April 6, namahagi si Secretary Chris Roque ng DTI ng mga pangkapital sa 10 returnees natin. So, meron po siyang mga ganong klaseng pakapital. I understand it's a 2 billion peso fund sa DTI na maaari niyang gamitin. Kung licensed teacher po yung isa sa 90, si Sec Sani Angara, pwede po silang i-place sa public school system natin. Kung tiga CDO po, malamang sa malamang ay pwede silang ma-place sa CDO public school system o Misamis Oriental public school system. So, meron po tayong mga ganong klaseng inisyatiba. Meron din psychosocial counseling kasi marami po sa kanila ay nakadinig ng pagsabog, nayanig ang gusali at sleepless nights. Pag nagkasirena, ang pagkasirena ay yan po ay nagbibigay rin sa kanila ng stress at kahit walang sabog after the sirena ay hindi na rin sila makatulog kung nangyari yan sa madaling araw. So, yun po ang among the services that we provide. But most especially yung reintegration part, yun po ang maaari nating ihandog sa kanila kasi pangkabuhayan, panghabang buhay po nilang matatamasa ang benepisyo kapag sila'y nagkatrabaho upon return. Wala pa ho dyan yung dole side, Mr. Congressman. Yung dole side naman can offer also so many job offers from within. But with your permission, Mr. Congressman, I'm sure Admin PY could add to what I just said.
I have also a set of questions, but I'll just finish. Thank you very much. You'll be the next. Thank you, Secretary Hans. And I am in touch with your dedicated, hardworking regional director there, Manning Toledo. Also your ARD, Mike Arao. And reading also Executive Order 110 and what they have said, they have requested your office to give from action. How can I have that ring when I have a very few questions? The longer the answers, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to re-examine the time.
Go ahead,
Because
go ahead,
very,
Congressman.
very few questions, mas mahaba yung answers. But we like the answers. So, how about the 75,000 action fund to be given to each of the over 75 or 80 Cagayanons now in Cagayan de Oro, waiting for the next development and waiting for assistance?
Right now po with the financial assistance that we have given, it's a total of 50,000, Mr. Congressman. Hindi po 75 sa ngayon because we are mindful of the volume. We're mindful of sustainability. So for now
How
po,
much is
it's
the
50,000.
possible amount to be
50,000
expected?
po.
Because they're hearing us now. Cagayan de
Yes,
Oro
yes.
is hearing this.
It's 50 po. Yung 50
Ah, 50, very good.
Yung 12 given on site, yung 10 given here, and then yung kay Admin PY kung OWA active member, an additional 20, and dun sa survey ni Admin PY about 70% I think are OWA active members of the returnees.
Yeah, I hope that we have an upward revision to give to our, especially just Cagayan de Oro. The others, you know, they can have a lower rate. But Cagayan de Oro, please give the maximum. Thank you, Secretary Hans, as you have been very partial for Cagayan de Oro. My next question is to, of course, Secretary Kaunan. Yeah. So this is regarding the more than OFWs in Cagayan de Oro. So may we know, you have a very, very good director there, Ms. Mesias, Eugene Mesias. So what will the OWA do in relation to the repatriated OWA members now in Cagayan de Oro?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just administrator, sir, not secretary. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. First, just for context, sir, just to add to the survey that was mentioned by our secretary, also around 42% of the repatriated workers are female domestic workers, Mr. Chair. And so, on the part of OWA, for the active members, on top of what the Department of Migrant Workers is giving our dear OFWs, pagdating po nila sa Pilipinas, they actually receive 10,000 pesos as financial assistance. Pagbalik po nila sa mga regions at gusto na ho nilang magsimula ng livelihood or kaya sa paghahanap ng trabaho, under the Balik Pinas Balik Hanap Buhay Program, the OWA gives 20,000 pesos. And then meron din po tayong tulong puso na programa. It's a startup capital or expansion capital support for groups of OFWs po, Mr. Chair. The amount ranges from 150,000 to 1 million pesos. As of date, we already have supported 138 OFW enterprises. We also have a special livelihood program for households, service workers, or domestic workers amounting to 20,000 pesos. And Mr. Chair, we also have medical assistance support. Kailangan na kailangan po ito. Marami rin po tayong mga kababayang bumabalik na meron po silang karamdaman. And so the OWA gives under the WAP medical amount from 20,000 pesos to 50,000 pesos po. Ito po ang livelihood o suporta sa paghanap nila ng trabaho. Meron din po tayong upskilling program na binibigay. Nandiyan po yung Skills for Employment Scholarship Program, suporta para sa ating mga bumabalik na OFWs na gusto pong mag-enroll sa mga TechVoc courses. Nagbibigay po ang OWA ng 14,500. Meron din po tayong Seafarers Upgrading Program. Ito naman po yung tulong para sa ating mga marino when it comes to their training or upskilling. Pero under po sa Alagang OWA program, meron po tayong ilulunsad na upskilling program. Naka-cater po ito talaga mostly para po sa vulnerable workers, sa ating po mga domestic workers. Upskilling po ito or reskilling kasi po nakita rin po natin sa demand na pinapakita ng job orders ng Department of Migrant Workers at ang demand po from the DOLE, from the Department of Labor and Employment, malaki po ang demand for caregivers. Kung matutulungan po natin yung mga kababayan nating domestic workers na ma-upskill at maging certified caregivers, mas mataas po ang magiging sweldo nila, mas malaki ang maitutulong sa pamilya nila, at may oportunidad din po dito po sa ating bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Can you allow, Mr. Chairman, the last question of this representation?
Go ahead, please.
Lastly, first let me thank therefore Chairman, ERC Chairman Nino Juan, because of the modified price of electricity going away with the WSM. So modified administrative price. Thank you. It has stabilized the electricity rates in Mindanao and Cagayan de Oro. I'd like to ask you, you said that in your report that you have fast-tracked the approval of RE projects. May we know which projects in Region 10 in Cagayan de Oro have been approved in a fast-track manner so that we can add more renewable energy to our mix?
Mr. Chair, as far as I know, there is a solar project of FDC that we recently approved, and the COC was likewise issued, so they can already provide additional renewable energy capacity to Cagayan de Oro, Misamis Oriental, and the entire Mindanao, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I would like to thank, we have very good presentations. I have been here since 9 o'clock. And I'd like to congratulate and thank Secretary Sharon Garin. She has left. I saw her closing her eyes in the online videos, but she has to rest because she had no more sleeping hours. Thank you to Secretary Garin. Thank you to Secretary Hans Kakdak. Thank you to our Secretary of DepDev, Secretary Balisacan, Secretary Go, thank you very much. Secretary Rolly, thank you. And then, of course, Nino and our officials, Coco from our Napocor, and always consider to give a bigger share for Cagayan de Oro. Thank you very much.
Basta yung para sa Marikina. Hindi, wag.